Donut. Delicious, warm, fresh, homemade donuts. The dough made completely from scratch, fried in oil, and then dressed with all manner of sugary goodness to create the most tasty and satisfying homemade donuts right at home to enjoy whenever you want. John here from Great Lakes Country. Well, I'm sure you know by now that we're making donuts in today's video. I know I've said it before, I'm not a huge sweets guy. I don't like super over-the-top sugary sweet stuff for dessert or anything else, except maybe on a rare occasion. But donuts hold a special place in my heart, and honestly, they're not nearly as sweet as a lot of bakery goods are, depending on how you get them and how you dress them and how you decorate them and all that kind of thing. But at its core, a donut is just some good old bread dough made with yeast, allowed to rise. Yeah, there's a little bit of sugar in there, but nothing crazy. You cut it out into the shape of a donut, you drop it in some hot oil, and what you got is what I'd say is pretty close to perfection. Anyway, we're gonna whip up a batch of this dough, let it rise a couple of times, form our donuts, fry them up, and then dress them in some various and fun ways, some different glazes and toppings and things like that. I don't know what to tell you. It's the middle of winter. It's been about 0 degrees outside for the last month. Maybe I'm starting to lose my mind a little bit, and making a donut video seemed like the proper way to maybe retain a little bit of my sanity on this particular freezing cold day. In any case, I think you're gonna like it, so how about I stop talking and we get right into making this donut dough. And as many bread recipes do, we're starting by combining some liquid with some yeast. In this case, 250 grams of whole milk and 14 grams of yeast. But before we actually combine them, I need to heat this milk up. It's completely cold right out of the fridge, and I need to bring it up to about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'll just pop this in the microwave. Alternatively, you could use a little saucepan on the stove. We need our liquid to be warm, so it'll help bloom that yeast better, but much more than 110 degrees, and you risk actually killing the yeast once we add it in there. So 110 is about the sweet spot, and then in goes that active dry yeast. This donut recipe also calls for 55 grams of sugar, and I'm gonna take about a teaspoon of that, mix it into my yeast milk concoction, give everything a little stir, and then I'll just set this aside for 5 or 10 minutes to let that yeast bloom, make sure it gets nice and foamy, and we know our yeast is alive and well. In the meantime, we can get our dry ingredients together, starting with 535 grams of all-purpose flour. And you can end up mixing everything by hand if you prefer to do it that way, but I sure like my KitchenAid stand mixer to do all the heavy lifting, so here I've got the mixing bowl from my KitchenAid. And to that flour, we'll add 3 grams of salt. Just get that mixed together a little bit. And now our yeast mixture is looking incredibly foamy because this recipe does call for about twice as much yeast as maybe an ordinary bread recipe would. We can add a couple more things. First, the rest of that sugar, 6 tablespoons of butter that I melted just a little while ago so it won't still be super screaming hot, and 2 eggs. Give all of that a bit of a mix with a fork, make sure those egg yolks are broken up. And now we can add all of that wet into all of the dry. In goes that yeast, butter, etc. mixture. I'll start to get it all incorporated with a fork just until it kind of all comes together. And now we can bust out the stand mixer, and using the dough hook attachment, we'll start mixing away at about medium-low speed for 6 to 7 minutes. Now we've got ourselves a beautiful, supple ball of donut dough. So I'll just shape it up a little bit into a little bit cleaner looking of a ball. Then I'll get a bowl generously greased up with some cooking spray. In goes the dough. And we'll just get that covered up with some plastic wrap. Or if you prefer, you could certainly use something like a damp kitchen towel. Anyway, we'll get that all nicely wrapped up and just leave this dough alone for the next hour so it can rise. And that gives us time to make some toppings for these donuts. And I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a variety because who wants every donut to be exactly the same? But we will start off with a classic, original sugar glaze. Super simple, all we need is 180 grams of powdered sugar, 6 tablespoons of whole milk, And we'll get that all whisked together. And when it's looking pretty glazy, we'll add in half a teaspoon of some vanilla extract. And that's it. Our original sugar glaze is done. As for our second topping, well, it's going to be pretty similar to the first one. It's going to be another sort of glaze, but it's going to have a little something extra to it because we're not going to be dipping the entire donut in it. We're more going to be frosting the top because I want to make a few that look basically exactly like a textbook donut. Think of a Simpsons donut. So again, we're starting with 180 grams of powdered sugar, and this time we're adding 5 tablespoons of whole milk. Want it a little bit thicker, and we'll just start mixing that all in. Now, for that perfect Simpsons-style donut, we need to make this glaze or frosting pink colored. Now, the normal way to do that is to just use some pink food coloring, which I am going to have to do. But in the meantime, I thought, well, this seems like a perfect opportunity to also taste like something that might make any sense for it to be pink or reddish. So I'm gonna add a little bit of strawberry extract. Let's say a teaspoon. This is gonna give it some great strawberry flavor. It isn't particularly red or pink in color, so that's not really gonna give us that Simpsons donut pink color that we're after. So we are still gonna end up adding some pink food coloring. I'm just gonna do a couple of drops, see how we're looking. Oh yeah, that was definitely enough. I'm glad I didn't go any more than that because that is looking real pink to me. Looks pretty pale pink on camera, but I'm telling you, this is just right. This is some hot pink right there. And it tastes like a delicious strawberry glaze if I've ever tasted one. All right, last topping. I do love a donut that's completely coated in cinnamon sugar, and it's super easy. 1 cup of regular sugar, 1/4 cup of cinnamon. Get it completely and thoroughly mixed together, and our cinnamon sugar is ready. And after an hour, our dough has at least doubled in size. So we're gonna get it all transferred to a nicely floured surface. And I'll punch it down a little bit, degas it some, give it just a couple little kneads to make sure it's all nice and smooth. And then we're just gonna start patting it out into somewhat of a flattish shape, just something that'll give us a little head start for the rolling pin. And then we'll just start getting to rolling. This dough's pretty elastic, so we'll just take our time. It's gonna wanna spring back a little bit. We can always let it rest for a minute, come back, do a little more rolling. Basically, we wanna roll this thing out until it's about 3/4 of an inch thick, something in that neighborhood. Something about like that's looking good to me. So now we can start cutting out our individual donuts. And we're gonna do that with 2 different sized round cookie cutters, and it's just about as simple as you expect. Get a little flour on our cookie cutter, press out a circle, and repeat. Then we'll use that little mini cookie cutter, and I'm sure you can see where this is going. And that's a pretty nice looking donut shaped piece of dough to me. And of course, save those donut holes. Anyway, we repeat. Now I'll get these donut-shaped pieces of dough moved over to a parchment-lined baking sheet. And we still got all those scraps of dough that we cut those original donuts around. So I'll do my best to just sort of mash this all back up into some kind of piece of dough. Whatever donut I cut from this is not going to be as good as those first 5. I hate to waste anything, and it's still going to taste delicious. Now I've got a couple sheets of plastic wrap laid out, and I'll give them a light spritz with some cooking spray and gently lay it over top of my baking sheet with the donuts in them because we have to let these rise a second time. So we'll leave these alone for 45 more minutes, and then finally it'll be time to fry them up. All right, 45 minutes later and our donuts have finished rising for the second time. And would you take a look at this absolute Franken donut over here, the one I made with the scraps. That is just absurd. I have a feeling that one's not gonna be making the thumbnail photo. But oh well, the rest of these donuts are looking pretty beautiful. So I think it's time to move over to the stove. So here I've got my enamel Dutch oven filled about halfway with some vegetable oil, and I've got that oil heated up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You definitely want to use yourself a thermometer of some sort to make sure that that oil is at the temperature you need. And when the oil's ready, we will carefully lay in one of our donuts. And we're gonna let it fry away for about a minute and then flip it over. These little suckers insist on floating in the oil, so you pretty much have to turn them halfway through. And when it's looking golden brown all over, we're pulling it out and right away laying it out on a wire rack on a baking sheet just to catch any grease that might drip. And then we repeat. And I guess there's no reason I couldn't do a couple at a time. And I can only guess what this horrible Franken donut is gonna do when I drop it in there. I'm sure it's gonna look ridiculous, and I'm sure it's gonna taste amazing. Well, there's a hole in it, so I guess according to the dictionary definition of the word, this is indeed a donut. Oh, but we can't forget about those little donut holes. Okay, what say we get some of these donuts dressed up? I say we start with an original glazed. And it's gonna really work best to do the toppings and coatings while these donuts are still warm, a little bit glistening. For the original, I think I want it glazed all over. So as this donut kind of cools, that glaze sort of sticks to it, becomes like a candy coating that we know and love when it comes to donuts. And then I'll just let that sit right here on a wire rack for a little while to do what it has to do, while we put together our beautiful Simpsons style donut. I think the move here, because I don't want to coat that donut all the way over, is to transfer this pink glaze into a little tray here so I can just dip the top of that donut in. Just give it a little roll around. I think that looks beautiful. And let's not forget our cinnamon sugar. So I think I'll put this cinnamon sugar into this wide flat bowl here so I can really get in there, totally coat this donut all over. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? I think I'm gonna leave one plain. I know there's not always a lot of love for a good old plain donut, but I gotta say, with my coffee, I really rather enjoy one. So there we have it, 4 beautiful homemade donuts. I think these are the 4 that are gonna be in my thumbnail photo. As for the couple other donuts, including that monstrosity of a Franken donut, well, those and the donut holes will probably just all go in some of that original glaze. But for now, there's nothing left to do but snap a few pictures and then dig in and give one of these a try. Wait, stop the presses. I almost forgot one of the most important steps for my Simpsons donut. It's just simply not right without a few rainbow sprinkles. God, what was I thinking? That was almost a disaster. Just enough to know they're on there. You don't want to completely cover them unless that's your thing, but if I'm going for authenticity, I'm thinking it looks about like that. That's what I'm talking about. You know I gotta get into that Simpsons style one first. I've been smelling that strawberry all day. Yeah. That's the one I need. Beautiful golden brown with that just right texture that you're looking for out of a donut. And I gotta say, that strawberry pink glaze is really doing it for me. I like that an awful lot. Still pretty warm from having been in that hot oil just minutes ago. God, you really can't get a better donut than that. And you know the regular glazed is gonna be delicious. How that's tacked on there as the donut's dried. That's exactly what you want. But I've also really had my eye on the cinnamon sugar one. Man, I love a cinnamon sugar donut. Not the greatest for dunking in coffee, but perhaps my favorite to eat with a nice hot cup of coffee. Absolutely delicious. It really doesn't get any better than fresh, hot, homemade donuts. And admittedly, I don't eat donuts very often. In fact, it's pretty rare these days. And that's because I personally don't think donuts make sense as a breakfast food. When I wake up in the morning, I don't want sweet. I don't want pastries. I don't want fruity, sweet yogurt or any of that. I usually want savory, bacon, eggs, sausage, maybe buttered toast, that sort of thing. So to me, a donut is more like dessert, which I would want to eat in the evening, after dinner, evening snack, that sort of thing. And the problem with that is that no stores or bakeries or anywhere that makes donuts is making them any other time than in the wee early hours of the morning, so they're fresh and delicious for the morning people that want donuts. So what that means is by the time evening comes around, if they even have any donuts left, which is pretty rare, they're gonna be basically on the edge of stale and starting to get that donut weirdness that they get when they've been sitting out in a case for, I don't know, 18 hours. So it really is a treat to have homemade donuts that I can make and eat whenever I want and whenever I want them to be at their freshest. Anyway, if you like the looks of these donuts and you're interested in giving it a try yourself, I'll put a link in the video description below to the exact recipe that I'm using for the donuts, both glazes, and I'll throw the cinnamon sugar ratio down there as well, just for the heck of it. In the meantime, be sure to like and subscribe and stay up to date with all our latest stuff, including future cooking, and I guess this qualifies as bread making videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm John, and this is Great Lakes Country.